evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Plague Reviews horror movies. Today, we have a special one. We have a movie, a talkie, like I took call them, that everyone was anticipating to watch. We have seen trailers. We have seen different, things on TikTok, on the little appy thingy on the phone. Back in the day, we did not have phones. We used to send up little messages through a girl, and then the girl would die and you would never get message. But in any case, I did see Faces of Death, which is a remake of the 2026 remake of the one from the 90s or 80s. I do not remember. It might be the 80s. The Faces of Death were people used to, well, in the movie at least, they say that they would call it the first viral video because people went crazy watching this movie thinking it was all real, and then everybody was disappointed that it was all fake. All the deaths were made by a director and the special effects crew and stuff like that. Faces of Death, not a very good movie. Now when you see it, it is still pretty freaky, because you do believe in the deaths that happen in the movie. But in this one, it's not a documentary no more. It is not documentary style. It is a actual slasher movie. Now you're gonna say, how did they transfer a documentary movie into a slasher movie? Well, pretty easy, I guess you could say. I mean, the premise that makes sense. It is about a girl that works at a YouTube kind of company, which I don't know what YouTube is, but people have told me what it kind of is. Where you put videos and you watch videos, or you're watching this video. So if you're watching this, you should approve it. You should approve it. But anyways, this girl, she works at the YouTube place, and she has to kind of, not rate, but kind of approve videos to see if they are, not too crazy, maybe showing deaths for reals. She starts getting these videos that she starts thinking that are real, of people dying. And the boss, she shows the boss, and the boss is like, just to prove it, people do like the DIY horror style video, so just to prove it. But she is very suspicious of these videos, showing deaths and stuff. Turns out, somebody's recreating the deaths from Faces of Death, the movie. This is where hijinks ensue. There is a slasher out there, kind of abducting people and making them do the videos of Faces of Death, kind of putting them through the torture, through the, all the hijinks and things like that to recreate the Faces of Death videos. This movie, not very great. It is very 90s. It does have a synth heavy score. It does feel very 90s. It does feel like a movie that would come out in the 90s. I did think that this was gonna be a little bit more gory. It wasn't gory enough. I mean, it is based on Faces of Death, so there was not a lot of gore. It was very tame for what the subject matter is. It was very tame. So I did not like it that much. It was fine. The slasher, a little too talky. He talks a little too much. He is campy. He does do things that a slasher from the 1970s, 1980s would do, which is kind of stupid because we're in 2026 and, you're still doing these kinds of shits. He does say his reasoning for doing recreating Faces of Death should have been better. He does say that the reason why he recreates Faces of Death is because kids now love remakes. It's a stupid reasoning. That is a stupid reasoning to start killing people because kids like remakes, guys. It is very stupid. I did not like that. That really put a point down in my scale. I was hoping for more. You know, Faces of Death not being a great franchise, I would say that this is better than any of the Faces of Death sequels that came out that were trash. A lot of them did show real deaths on them. They were just like bootlegs. But Faces of Death first movie, you know, pretty avant-garde for the time. But Faces of Death's 2026 movie, pretty lackluster. Not great. It was not great. In any case, I am going to give Faces of Death a 4 out of 10. Electrocuted, guys. Electrocuted. Cheers. 4 out of 10. Yeah, this movie not great. If you have Shudder, you can check it out. If you don't have Shudder, don't even bother. Don't bother watching this. It's not that great, to be honest. But with that said, thank you guys for joining me again in another Plague review. Thank you. Stay tuned for more horror reviews. Stay tuned for more horror stuff. We will be there. We will catch you on the flip side. But with that said, follow at Night Trap Podcast on all social media. Remember to click like and subscribe. And remember, the plague was real, but I am not. Latest.